Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in today and welcome to the today's session. Today we will be discussing a wonderful topic on meditation. By end of this session, you'll be able to understand why meditation is important and what are the ways that we are doing and then why it is not effective and how can it be more effective than how we do as we speak. And maybe with the specific examples I can come so that you can relate yourself and see if that makes sense for yourself to give it a try. So without further ado, I would like to get into it. So understanding the meditation, why it will not work to many people is most of the people that there is no destination in meditation. So you see that is one of the reasons that you are trying to do something and you don't know where you're going, and maybe in between that you're getting some um, different advices from different people, how it can work, how it cannot work, and maybe this is the best and that is the best, and there are 100 best practices the way you can find a meditation. In that process, first of all, we don't discipline ourselves to doing at least one practice for a couple of times or a couple of months and years to see if that's really affecting you, or you're gaining something out of it. Rather, we just put like bits and pieces of different practice and which nothing works. So the first and foremost important thing is, since there is no destination, so you're not knowing how you're progressing. See, in meditation, there is no destination. It's only your inner journey and how you're going to feel yourself after you're doing meditation, and which will take a long time. The most important thing why we don't find destination is that there is no destination described by anybody, because it's your inner journey and then you need to figure it out on how you're feeling overall. And the second most important thing, how you feel and behave, how others are feeling around you makes a lot of difference when you meditate. So probably you're more calm, composed, and taking your decisions and reacting, overreacting, and so on and so forth. So since there is no destination, there is always one drawback that you don't see how you're progressing or what you're progressing, and you tend to give up. But as I said, there is no destination. It's how you feel your inner joy, and then you feel different, and how others feel, and how you interact with the circumstances which comes across, and how others feel in your presence. So that's most important things to understand before you start meditation. Now, second important thing is, it is why it is important to do meditation. It seems like, have you ever wondered, when you are doing when you are a kid trying to learn how to ride a bicycle, or how does it feel, and how many times you fell down before you even get onto your two-wheel riding, because I'm not talking about a cars, where it's everything is stable, and of course that's a trade you need to learn as well. But two-wheelers, the first thing you need to understand is a balance. But the moment you try to fall down, get up, fall down, get up, and try to understand the balance, when you ride a bicycle, it's easy, smooth. So what happens? You adjust your body to the movements, and then you make it so easy so that you don't fall, and then the ride is so smooth. So this is what happens. And when you do a meditation, now, say for example, you didn't learn how to ride a bicycle initially, but you wanted to ride a scooter. See, riding a bicycle, you're not using any mechanism to move it fast. So you're using your mechanism as a leg, so that even if you're trying to go out of balance, you're falling down, which is fair enough. I mean, you will find ways to balance yourself, find the rhythm to get back on your feet over a period of time. But imagine without riding a bicycle and then you're going in a scooter practice. So pretty much any two-wheeler practice. So what is happening is you're using your hand as a mechanism for the machine to run faster. But if you don't understand how to balance first, and then if you try to use that accelerator to forward, so probably chances are you're going to hurt even more than you when you fall down to a bicycle than the motorcycle. Why I gave this example is that bicycle is the basic steps what you need to take and you must take for you to balance further, much further. Imagine, you can ride a scooter, and if you understand how to balance, and you go even much faster than how you can ride a bicycle. So this is the simple thing that you need to apply. So you need to understand the basics, and then you progress further while learning the techniques and what works better for you. So this is something to understand before you get into a meditation also. Same principle applies even in your meditation. Now, what difference other people see is same way that how you maneuver your body, whether you run a bicycle or you drive a scooter, you're going to adjust your life challenges, what is thrown at you when you're good at doing meditation, when you get more exposed into the meditation world, and pretty much, and that's what people are going to observe and see. And then whatever things comes to you, you're going to deal with in a different way and a different perspective altogether than the rest of the people who is not practicing the meditation, I would say. So that is most important to understand as well before you get into the meditation practice. Now the third key element of sometimes why we do and then why we don't succeed. So first one I said is a destination. We don't have a destination, so since we don't know where we're going, we give up. And now the second most important thing is, okay, you got excited and you want to do the meditation, so on and so forth, and you get into it. Now, how much are we doing it, and what is the practice that we're putting in place is most important. Say, for example, things what we hear is, okay, try with 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Now, I'm going to give you a specific examples and that correlate to a kid to an adult, and where do we stand. Now, one important thing to understand is, I'm sure some of the monks that you see, and you never find a monk with a big tummy of fat, and just, even you can Google it and see, pretty much you're not going to find it. This is the same thing applies. So you need to get your basics right. Basic right means you need to eat a good diet where your body can feel that it is energetic to sit for a certain point of time, certain period of time. Imagine any time having a junk food and try to meditate by evening or morning. See if you can sit, or see you can manage to do it. I'm just giving you a simple example on that to give it a try and see if you can manage. So you need to have a proper diet. It seems like you're preparing yourself for a bigger cause. You need to get the basics right. So you need to have a proper diet in order to get into a meditative state, which can also, because if body is the mechanism which is supporting you to get into that deeper world or deeper meditation. But first of all, if you don't take care of your body, and this is, it's not balancing itself. Maybe you can, with your will, you can push for a certain period of time, or maybe you cannot sit for some time because you cannot stand, sit straight, or whatever it could be. But you need to have the basics right, and you need to have a proper diet, and then definitely there are many people follow the proper diets, be it in a vegetarian. Most likely vegetarian is preferred, which can soothe everything, and you can get into a deep meditative state over a period of time. And you don't find any monks or who is practicing meditation is a non-vegetarians, pretty much. I'm not against non-vegetarian, but I'm saying that you need to have your basics right for your proper diet, for you to understand what best fits your body, and then how your body is telling the signs. So that is one thing to start off. There was a video I was watching a couple of days back on Buddhist monks. They spend on an average about 10 to 14 hours a day. Okay, that's how they live. That's what they breathe. So which is fair enough, and they're not living your daily life like other people are living, what we go through in terms of whichever the families, etc., families work, so on and so forth. So for example, a monk is spending an average of about 10 hours a day in meditation, and it takes a long time. And in a 365 days, pretty much he is spending 150 days, pretty much half of his time he's spending on pure meditation. Now, let's take back that example in our life. So, for example, you are so desperate, you wanted to get best out of it, and people say 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So, let's say, for example, you take a 10 minutes a day without giving up for 365 days. And you do your math, and all you did is a 2.5 days in a year of meditation. And that's really a good start to start off. But for you to get that benefit of 150 days meditation where the monk does in 1 year, by doing your 10 minutes of meditation a day continuously without giving up, you need to have 60 years of practice for you to experience what the monk is experiencing and what you are about to experience. So there is a big gap. Now, I'm not asking you to do a 10 hours a day meditation, but 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is not going to give you the best of experiences, how you want to experience. And then since you don't go through that level, and then whatever monk says or the experienced people say, oh, this is going to give you this much and that much, it's an inner journey and you find some spiritual experiences, so on. So you're not going to experience because he's telling through his experience. It seems like a baby, 4-year-old boy, a 5-year-old boy, whatever he is behaving with his experiences, and then his father or mother at the age of 30, 50s, 30s or 40s, telling them what to behave, how not to behave, and getting aggression, and the adult is getting aggression, a kid or adult is telling that, oh, you need to develop on this and this, because the baby is still thinking as a baby. He's just 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 10-year-old perhaps. But the adult had also gone through a little bit of experiences in a different aspects. But then how the adults are thinking and how the baby are thinking is completely different. So you need to find a balance where it can work for both of you in a bigger way. So you always need to play a teacher role to a student. So when a monk is telling you with their experiences, and then probably you listen, oh, this, that, etc., this is experience, that is experience, but you're not going to experience unless until you get to that phase, which is going to take about 60 years for you to understand. By doing 10 minutes practice every day for another 60 years, you're going to gain what 1 year of exposure a monk is gaining by doing 10 hours a day. Now, there is also a myth that sitting for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes is not going to get you anywhere, to be honest, because I've been doing meditation for last pretty much close to 2 to 3 years. I do pretty much not every day, but definitely I'll make it a point, at least I will have 15 to 20 sittings in a month with the calendar breaks I go. But when I do still that 15-20 minutes, you still have a lot of thoughts coming in. It doesn't matter what you apply. Many people say, okay, this is the best practice. You observe your breathe. You're not going to have thoughts. Or some people say, okay, leave the thoughts, just observe the thoughts. Some people can say, okay, you just focus on your abdomen and, you just chant, so on and so forth. But what is happening in our mind is that if you go for 10-15 minutes, still the thoughts are going to come. And it's going to take a long way for you to control your thoughts. But then there are many meditators say this: controlling thoughts is not the last thing that you want to do when you're doing meditation. You need to let your thoughts go its own way, and then eventually you're going to have that the control by letting the thoughts go. Okay, it's a different practice and so on and so forth. But then trust me, these 10-15 minutes you're not going to do anything. So you do 1, 2, 3, and then pretty much you're going to go for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then since you're not going to see any results, you're just going to give up. So what is the best thing that I had come across and which can help you is that go with a still meditation, which you need to give a try for 1 hour. That is one way to do it. So while doing that, there are two things or two to three things which you can apply, and only keep these things in mind to apply which can work better for you, because some people it can be chanting, or some people it can be observing your breath, and some people you just focusing your abdomen whenever you take the breath and in and out. So what works better for you, you need to figure that out. But a still meditation, like, you need to go with a timer is very important, because so that's way initially to control. I said, okay, irrespective of what happens, I'm not getting up for these 60 minutes of my time. So you have to try this 60 minutes. So 60 minutes, if you try, you just, whichever the easiest position you think is going to be easy for you, it's going to get difficult if you stay 60 minutes in the same position. Now you cannot even move, you cannot even scratch, you cannot even do anything. You just need to sit still. While you can do also whichever the God you may be believing, and then you can keep the rosary beads and chant, pretty much irrespective of whatever the religion you may be, you can keep the chanting in practice. If you manage to keep that 1 hour practice, there are times you're going to feel that you're just going to leave the beads away, and then you're going to get into a numb state where you don't feel anything basically. So what happens is that thoughts will keep on going for about, say, 15, 20, 30, even 40 minutes, but eventually it just get tired. I said, come on, man, I cannot think it anymore. So then that is the time you're going to reach to a state where, you're going to feel some difference in meditation. And moreover, sitting still and observing your body sensations is the best thing that you could do. And then eventually what you're doing will go away, and then you will get into a different state of it. So it can happen even 1 or 2 sittings if you do in 1 hour. But this is the best way I figured it out. As I said, again, you need to try different stuff to which can work for you, which cannot work for you. And then I think I'm happy to share this might work for you if you give it a try. But again, there's no disturbance. You need to stay calm and silence, and how it works for you, you need to figure that out. But this worked for me, and then I'm putting myself in practice this one every day for 1 hour, staying still, observing your body sensations, and keeping. And also you can go with observing your breath. So there are three things which really can connect you. Stillness, once again, just need to stay with a timer on for 1 hour still. You find the easiest position for yourself, but that's going to get difficult for you to stay in that particular position for 1 hour. Second important thing is observing your religious beads, and whichever the God you may believe in, you can chant the name, and observing your breath if you want it. And then most important thing is, the more you get into it, there is going to be body sensations you're going to feel, and you observe that body sensations. So something might work out for you out of these three things. But then if you do this 1 hour practice, and then you're going to see the difference. So when I'm coming back to the 1 hour principle for the monk, and 10 minutes we do. Now, if you apply this 1 hour a day for 365 days, you are spending pretty much 15 days a year purely meditating. And that 15 days into 10 years will give you 150 days of pure meditation, where monk is doing in 1 year. Still, it's better than spending 10 minutes and spending 60 years of experiencing than spending 1 hour and experiencing whatever the inner journey you may encounter in 10 years. So 10 years is still much reasonable, and that way probably what monks are telling you, you're going to grasp more of it, like the baby from the toddler reach to adult life. So that's where the understanding is going to happen, and then you're going to find yourself knowing something better and understanding the deep journey of meditation. Now, as I said, there are so many materials related which is available, and then you really need to try it out what works out better for you. By end of this video, I hope you picked up and why meditation is important and how you can do best out of it with the things we had explained during this video. Simple things to remember: meditation doesn't have a destination, so you need to figure it out in a journey, and how you feel and how you interact with the people external world makes all the difference. And the second important thing is same like you're trying to learn a bicycle and taking your next step to the motorcycle. It was something that you should apply and spending to balance yourself and your daily lives. And the second important thing is doing 5, 10, 15 minutes meditation can take a long way for you to experience how the greatest monks are experiencing their inner journey. So you need to find a balance in between, instead of to increase your time by doing a simple still meditation where you will be sitting for 1 hour pretty much observing your body sensations, and along with chanting your religious, any god you may believe in, with the religious beads, and observing your breath could be another alternative. That so you figure it out the best way it can fit. And most importantly, spending long time without giving up, not even a single day, spending the 365 days, even it can get you a different level altogether. So I hope that helps you for you to put things in place. As I said, there's so much of material available, but then you really need to figure it out what best works out for you, and it's your inner journey and it's in your experience, and can take you a long way for you to develop personally, professionally, and more importantly your spiritual journey, because knowing inner self is most important thing, because there are so many visible things available in the world, but exploring yourself and your inner journey makes a lot of difference, because you're going to see in depth of yourself than beyond what is available outside. So that is the most important thing for you to understand as well, and basically to see yourself progressing in all aspects of your life. So I hope that helps for you to put in place and put in practice, and for you to see yourself developing. If you like this content, do like and subscribe and share with your friends and families, which will be of any help. And do leave your comments and thoughts for me to get better in what I do, and see you in the next video. I hope that helps, and then I sincerely hope that you're going to put, in case if you didn't start meditation, this is the best way to start. And if you're already in the practice, you analyze yourself to see what works better for you. In that way, you will find the best things yet to come for your future. Stay well, stay blessed, be good to good, influence the people around. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.